Jon Richardson's ex-wife Lucy Beaumont reveals heartbreaking reason for divorce. In 2013, at a comedy show in London, Lucy Beaumont first met Jon Richardson through the introduction of a mutual friend, comedian Roisin Kennedy. Lucy, with her characteristic humorous style and sharp outlook on life, quickly caught Jon's attention. The two began chatting and realized their similar views on life and career. After a few months of dating, they decided to officially become a couple. Their relationship developed rapidly, and just 2 years later, in April 2015, they got married in an intimate ceremony in Lucy's hometown of Hull. Marriage and joint career. After getting married, Lucy and Jon participated in many artistic projects together, the most prominent of which was the TV show Meet the Richardsons. The show, which aired in 2020, is a comedic mockumentary where they play exaggerated versions of themselves, reflecting on the ups and downs of their marriage and personal lives. However, working together hasn't always been smooth sailing. Lucy shares that combining work and personal life can sometimes create a lot of pressure, especially since they are both independent artists with strong egos. However, they always try to maintain a balance between work and family, tough decisions and incidents. Things started to change after they welcomed their daughter Elsie in 2016. Lucy recalls the difficult and painful moment of giving birth, when she felt like she was dying. "I couldn't feel my body from the neck down," she shared. "I was really struggling. The doctors knew what they were doing, but I thought I was dying. I was losing blood, and because it was an emergency, there wasn't much time to discuss it. My vision was gone and I felt like I was going to lose consciousness." After that event, Lucy felt the need to change her perspective on life and relationships. She realized that Jon, although a great father, might not be ready to share Elsie with anyone else. This feeling gradually created a distance between them. Divorce and the truth behind it. In April 2024, after 9 years of marriage, Lucy and Jon announced their decision to divorce in a joint statement. "After 9 years of marriage, we would like to announce that we have separated. Together and amicably, we have made this difficult decision to divorce and go our separate ways." Lucy later added, "People may think I should talk about this because we are so public and everyone knows us as a couple, but I want, and not because there is any animosity." She explained that the two agreed to keep quiet about the reasons for the divorce to protect their daughter's privacy and not to hurt each other. After the divorce, Lucy began a new chapter in her life. She continued her comedy career, appeared on television shows, and toured extensively. She also shared about being diagnosed with ADHD, which helped her understand herself and how she functions. Lucy also expressed her desire to return to teaching or social work in the future, to give back to the community and help those in need. Although Lucy and Jon's marriage ended, they remained friends and cared for Elsie together. They both wanted their daughter to grow up in a loving and supportive environment. Lucy realized that life doesn't always go according to plan, but she believes that everything happens for a reason and brings valuable lessons. She continues to walk her path, stronger and more confident than ever. The old house that once echoed with the laughter of the three of them now had only Lucy and her little daughter. Every night, when Elsie slept, she would sit in the kitchen, holding a cup of hot tea, her eyes gazing out at the damp garden covered with rotting leaves. On nights like that, she no longer felt like crying. Her tears seemed to have dried up long ago. Instead, there was a series of thoughts. Who am I when I am no longer Jon's wife? Does the woman Lucy before marriage still exist? But in that silence, Lucy began to write. Not for a show, not for a TV show or a script. Just diary entries, short, honest and naked. Every night, she wrote about her fear, her sacrifice, her loneliness and the bitter humor that a beautiful relationship could fall apart in silence. And each page she wrote seemed to peel away layers of painful cocoons that had wrapped around her heart for so many years. The new Lucy, fragile and strong. In March, Lucy was invited to do a stand-up comedy show in Manchester. At first, she refused. She had never been on stage alone since her divorce. But it was Elsie, seeing her mother so sad, who asked, "Are you not happy anymore? Are you not telling jokes anymore?" The question was like a stab to the heart. She smiled, stroked her daughter's hair and whispered, "I will try again, because I have you." That night's show was not crowded. But when Lucy stepped onto the stage, under the warm yellow lights, she did not act, she told stories. About life, about being a single mother, about the things no one said in divorce. At times the whole audience was silent. At times, the laughter broke out like waves crashing against a cliff. She not only made the audience laugh, but also made them sob. That was the night Lucy really came back, not as someone else's other half, but as herself, strong, fragile and true. One evening in late June, Lucy found an old wooden box where she kept mementos from her marriage, faded wedding invitations, funny Polaroids, and a letter to Jon that she had never sent. "Jon, I don't blame you, never. We loved each other, but love wasn't enough when we were both learning to love ourselves. I used to be angry that you didn't understand me, but now I know, I never understood myself either. I want you to be happy. I still remember your laugh when I made a bad joke, the look in your eyes when you watched your daughter sleep, and the way you touched my hand every morning without saying anything. If we meet again in the next life, love me when we both learn to love ourselves first. And if not, I will always be grateful. Lucy." She folded the letter, but didn't burn it. Sometimes, not everything needs to be sent. Some feelings just need to be acknowledged, and that's enough. The following summer, Lucy decided to take Elsie on a train trip across Europe, something she had always dreamed of but never done. They traveled through Amsterdam, Paris, and Florence. Lucy took photos, wrote, and recorded her daughter's laughter every morning. One afternoon in Venice, sitting by the canals, she realized she was no longer sad when she thought about Jon. The memories were still there, but no longer painful. They were simply memories. She understood that breaking up was not a failure. It was a journey two people had chosen to take together, and at some point, for very human reasons, they chose to stop so they could continue to live more truly. Lucy returned to England, continued to write, continued to live, and continued to love life, imperfect, but full of truth. Success. She didn't know what the future would bring, whether someone new would enter her heart, whether cold nights would still knock on her door. But she knew, she had returned to herself, more whole than ever.